Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the Edijester. Good people, how are we this morning? What have we got for you today? Well, as you can see, the marvellous Dr. Hilary Cass, who produced a report that went some way to ending this nonsense, although there were those of us who were confused and concerned, and probably rightly so, that the report didn't go far enough. I still don't think we've had the definitive report that will eradicate, in the same way as Germany eradicated Nazism from Germany post the war. That belief system was eradicated. We can surely eradicate the dangers of EDI, DEI, trans and gender and all the crap that comes with it. But not, it seems, if you're a member of the BMA, the British Medical Association, which is a union. Don't confuse it with an organisation concerned with medicine. It's not. It's a union. And I've done quite a bit on these clowns before. If you remember, there's a series of stuff that I did. Raphael was one of them. There's a couple of others. They're absolute bloody clowns. But it appears to me that the worm has turned, so to speak, in that doctors are obviously getting a bit tickety-boo with this lot of nonsense merchants. I spoke to a friend of mine, and all I get is rolled eyes whenever I mention the BMA. So doctors revolt against BMA over its pro-trans ideology. Members of medical union that initially rejected Cass review criticise undemocratic and abysmal leadership. Abysmal, good word. Doctors who support the Cass review into children's trans services are revolting against the British Medical Association. This is the Telegraph, right? So insiders claim that ideologues have infiltrated the union. Really? Really? Why is it taking you so long to realise that? Why? They're just nuts. They've infiltrated the union and silenced doctors who backed last year's report by Baroness Cass into the care of children who think they are transgender. I wish they would stop using that word. I wish they would just say into the care of children who are so mentally unwell they think there's something they're not. The BMA controversially decided to reject the review during a council meeting, but later backtracked to a neutral stance after receiving a barrage of complaints from members. This is the games they play, you see. So, no, not having it, none of it. No, not having any of it. Okay, we'll go neutral. This is the same as that ridiculous police report thing where they're going to get a female to search the top of a petited moob wearer, of a gusset fumbler, because he thinks he's got breasts when he's got moobs, chameleon moobs, remember? They're going to get a woman to search the top and a man to search the bottom. That's been recommended by a police force. Go and have a look if you don't believe me. They're absolutely bloody nuts. God, I'm trying to envisage how it works. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me. They do it at the same time or separately. Just utterly insane. Utterly insane. It's because the police think that this bloke with moobs is a woman. See, that's why they think it's a woman. They're not thinking we're not going to ask a woman to search a man with boobs. Mooby boobies. So, the BMA also said it would carry out its own evaluation into the Cass review recommendations by the end of 2024, but has yet to publish anything. And senior BMA member, what a surprise, BMA does nothing. That should be the headline. BMA does nothing. Be a darn sight better than they're interfering in what they're doing. They are interfering. Senior BMA members said the additional review was a waste of time and money to try and replicate what Lady Cass has spent more than 4 years working on with a team of experts. In other words, they weren't going to do that. They weren't going to do it. Because all they were looking for was a get out. The BMA's council passed an emergency motion. Is that the same as shitting yourself? What's wrong with you walking like that? I've had an emergency motion. Ah, God. We all know what that feels like. Right, the BMA's council passed an emergency motion to reject the Cass review without debate last year after it ran out of time to discuss it at the annual meeting. It's just insane. It's just insane. It is understood that the plans to ban puberty blockers being given to gender-questioning children that have now been enacted were central to an ideological rejection of the review, including among council members that had not read it. This is how thick they are. This is how thick they are, right? I'm going to put money on the fact that they'll do some kind of turnaround very quickly. At least 4 motions were put forward by members this year to have an open debate about the Cass review and provide the opportunity to support it. However, they were shunned by the union's agenda committee, shunned no less, which decides what motions are worth voting on to become BMA policy. Madness, right? Okay. Just madness. More than 1,500 doctors, the majority of their BMA members, signed the Not in Our Name open letter to the union about the very undemocratic decision to reject the findings of Lady Cass. Her report criticised the Tavistock's approach to caring for children. It didn't criticise it. It absolutely savaged it. for caring for children who think they are transgender and the use of puberty blockers to treat them, despite a lack of evidence in support of them. BMA has been accused of secrecy. Dr. Jackie Davis, a member of the BMA Council, said that the response of the union had been abysmal. She said the organisation has been secretive. Sorry, because I can't stop thinking about them as a bunch of wankers. Has been secretive and has failed to consult or update members. Members were told that an initial response from the group would be available in January, but 6 months later, nothing concrete has emerged. They're a bunch of clowns. The exercise is a waste of members' money and staff time. The BMA has a much better way to use its resources. She said the union should close the task group down and support the recommendations of the cash review. Dr. Louise Irvin, is it Irvin or Irvine? Sorry, Louise. Dr. Louise Irvin, a former BMA council member and co-chair of the Clinical Advisory Group on Sex and Gender, said a lot of doctors were very angry that they were not consulted and appalled by the ridiculous knee-jerk and uninformed reaction of the BMA council. She said there was a culture of secrecy around the review and that the opposition and decision to conduct an evaluation was led by a group of ideologues who have infiltrated senior positions in the union. That'll be our mate Raphael. Is that you, Raphael? You unconscionably stupid young man. There'll be a few more. There's more than that in there from my original stuff that I did. Nuts! Absolute nutters. She continued that there had been terrible secrecy along the way. It reflects a deeper malaise within the BMA. It is no longer a democratic organisation. It is too easily taken over by ideologues and interest groups. The BMA has never facilitated an open discussion with its members on the cash review. Motions relating to cash have never been picked for debate. That has happened again this year. They're trying to avoid this because of the ideology of a small group within the BMA that has got into quite a powerful position. 'Twas ever thus. Aren't we seeing this elsewhere with these nutters throwing the rate around and bullying people? Because that's all they are, bullies. Trans lunatics. NHS accepted Cass' recommendation. Did they? What a surprise. Lady Cass spoke to more than 1,000 people from all sides of the gender debate and commissioned 8 independent systematic reviews from the University of York into the available evidence on treating children with gender dysphoria. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. What about the DSM if you want to understand why? The government and the NHS have accepted the recommendations in full, and 4 new gender clinics for children have since been opened. That's what we've got to stop next. You're not experimenting on proto-gay children, you unbelievably sick people. We're not having it. All right? End of story. BMA review is a joke. Dr. Irvine added that it was always a joke that the BMA would turn around its own review that quickly, and said it was probably delayed because they aren't actually capable of doing what they said they're going to do. And they don't have the resources or expertise. She said the BMA has missed its opportunity to have any involvement whatsoever in helping to influence or shape these services, even though they claim to be concerned. All the Royal Colleges are supporting Cass. It is irrelevant now what the BMA thinks. The BMA just marginalised itself and made itself irrelevant on a really important issue on which they could have more influence. It's not a really important issue. I'm sick to death of hearing this. This is a really important issue. It's not a really important issue. It's a cult. You stop practicing what the cult told us to practice. All of it. For everyone. You shut the front door. Right? And then you wait. And within 20 years, it'll all be gone. That's what you do. I'm absolutely sick of it by now. I know everybody else is as well. And it's just such hard work keeping up with it all. But anyway, this is from the Telegraph. Go and have a look. Why don't doctors just leave the BMA? If 1,500 signed it, it should be 1,500 that left it. Leave it and start your own thing. These people are absolutely beyond the pale. I'll see you later, but do let me think. Do let me think what you know. Do let me know what you think in the Dubras as per usual, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.